On this 6th episode of Friendship is Magic Flash Game Reviews, we shall be doing a little differently. Today's games I excavated from the Internet Archives, wherein some of the pony games are straight up bizarre. Yet as these games are, as a general rule, rather short, I thought I would cover 5 games rather than the usual 3. The first game for today's episode is called AJ's Truck, in which you must drive across the desert to reach Pinkie Pie's party. I'm not entirely sure why she considered such a place suitable for parties, but who am I to ask the expert? It is an incredibly simple game, reminiscent of those browser games that play when you lose internet connection. Just avoid the cacti, and avoid them you must, because the collision animation is nothing to laugh at. When you complete the game, you are presented with no exit or replay button. Instead, you are just shown an eternal loop of the same animations over and over again, as if you have entered some strange state of pony purgatory. The second game is called Rainbow Pony Dash. It is for the most part a regular platformer, but rather than 3 lives, we have 3 wishes. I assume that maybe the developer felt it was wrong to have Dash die in their game. Either way, it functions as you'd expect. The goal is seemingly to get the highest score possible, which is difficult due to how quickly your character moves as you progress through the stage. You need some seriously quick reaction times to stand a chance. Reaction times which I, alas, do not possess. The third game on this list is Canterlot Siege 3. Why not start with the first in the series, you ask? Well, because third time's a charm. This is a standard tower defense game, a genre in which I do not claim to have either skill or experience, as you will see from the poor performance in these gameplay clips. In all seriousness though, this game seems to possess a significant level of mechanical depth, with not only regular attack towers, but also support towers and highly expensive power attacks. The artwork is very nice, using assets from the Desktop Ponies plugin. If these games are to your liking, and if you have been wishing to find some more quality pony content, then I will recommend this game to you. The fourth game on this list, that feels strange to say, is called Super Pinky World 2. It seems I'm once again starting on a sequel. This list has sure had its fair share of platformers, with this one in truth not being anything particularly new. I like the password system, which allows you to keep your progress when you die, and the power sprites which follow you, causing you to take damage, but unfortunately the damage they cause is absolutely negligible. There are falling platforms, disappearing platforms, and a good deal of variety in stages, but ultimately the game feels incredibly short, taking me about 3 minutes from start to end. The fifth and final game is My Little Pony Round Puzzle. Again with the self-explanatory titles, that's starting to become a bit of a pattern. If round puzzles are your thing, you're in the right place. It is games like this that act as a stark reminder that I may perhaps not be the exact target audience they were made for. In truth, I have little to say, so on we shall go to the outro. There's a certain charm to these older, largely forgotten games. Most of the ones showcased today feel very much like some silly little short-lived passion project made by a fan of the show with an active imagination and a bit of free time. And as many of these games are quite old, having been published on the archives over a decade ago, it allows for a view into the fandom as it was in the early days, in its unpolished but highly passionate state. Sadly, many of these old Flash games are simply unplayable, either due to old plugins no longer being available, or just due to the games not functioning outright. It's a shame to see people's hard work lost to time, and proves the great importance of archival work online. I'm afraid to say that this will probably be the penultimate entry into this series, as, to be honest, I'm struggling to find many more Flash games I'm wanting to review, so I may well end up cutting the series short of the 10 episodes I was initially aiming for. Although if there are any games you want to see me cover in the series finale, then be sure to tell me about them in the comments. See you next time, my fellow Philly enthusiasts.